So in the past few weeks, I've received a number of interesting mouthpieces from new principal players and soloists, and I thought it'd be nice to revisit my Bolero series and see how these kind of stack up in the lineup. So today I'm gonna play the Doug Elliott mouthpiece that I've been playing on for the last few months, XT 104, XT G star, and G8 are the components of it. I've also received this Parke-Freidman model, which is a 1681, and it also has a 4G rim that was custom copied from one of Jay's um, favorite Bach mouthpieces. I now have a Willie's custom. This is the U3 Steiner 5S mouthpiece. It's been a fun one to play around with. I have the Alessi 55 symphonic model. I think the last time I did this Bolero series, I played on the 60. And finally, I have this Griego-Oft 5.1 Lambda mouthpiece. I'm gonna kind of play them from lightest to heaviest, and let's see how Bolero sounds on all that. Starting with the Doug Elliott. It's been fun over the last month getting to know this mouthpiece and spend a lot of time on it. Next, we will try the Parke-Freidman with the 4G rim and see how this feels. Very interesting mouthpiece to play on. It has the most V shape and taper to it, which normally to me leads to like a little bit more toughness playing in the low register. But if I really relax and use a lot of slow air, something nice happens with it. Next up, we have the Willie's Custom Brass Peter Steiner mouthpiece. Nice feel to it. It kind of feels a little bit like the tightest of the three mouthpieces I've played yet, but still gets some really nice qualities to it. Now we have the Alessi Symphonic 55 line. Slightly smaller than the 60 I've played in some past videos. Yep, definitely feels like an Alessi mouthpiece in terms of like the width of sound and how much it carries through the connections. Even though this being some of the smallest mouthpiece auctions that you can get from any Alessi series, it does have an interesting tension between the smallness of like the feel of the rim versus the connection and wideness of the sound. And finally, we have this Griego-Oft 5.1 Lambda mouthpiece, which feels like Griego's take on a megatone just a little bit. I mean, it looks like it. It's got all this extra cup to it. It's a fairly shallow mouthpiece, and definitely not that wide either. So it's interesting to see what like the combination of shallow in the 5G size, but with this like really big, heavy, almost blank mouthpiece will sound like coming from Griego. It does some really, really strong things. I can't wait to listen back and see what that one was like. The very first articulation felt like it had a lot of zing on it. And it maybe carried the sound through to the bottom the best. I felt like I had the most room to play with vibrato and maybe some rubato, very touch at the very end of it. Yeah, we'll see what listens back. Alright, so that's another journey through some more mouthpieces on Bolero, featuring this lovely Stevens horn trombone. And thank you so much for listening.